colored it blue just like the sky. Just like you taught me to, and I've been chasing some dragons. You've been pushing my wagon, and it's been grand. Like you say I am, hey mama, I love you just the way you are. To the moon and past the stars, hey mama, I see you no matter how far. You're the song inside my heart, and I would never change a thing. 'Cause you make me sing, hey mama. Looks like it's raining, we're inside playing, you do your best. Turn a storm into a quest. You say it's lights out, there's so much I can't stop thinking about. Put your patience to the test, and I've been crazy and daring. You've been loving and caring, and it's been grand. Like you say I am, hey mama, I love you just the way you are. To the moon and past the stars, hey mama, I see you no matter how far. You're the song inside my heart, and I would never change a thing. 'Cause you make me sing, hey mama, ooh, 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 hey mama, I love you just the way you are. To the moon and past the stars, hey mama, I see you no matter how far. You're the song inside my heart, and I would never change a thing. 'Cause you make me sing, hey mama.
Mama.
Colleen will be giving a message today entitled Mother's Journey. The role of mothers in today's world is particularly challenging. She will share her own experience of motherhood, the importance of mothers, and the challenges that come with it. But before she comes up, I'd like to say a couple of things. Colleen joined in Oakland, California in 1978 at the age of 21, spent several years fundraising and on IOWC in the West. And she is, as you know, blessed to Steve. And they have been as missionary in Uruguay for more than 20 years. They were blessed in 1982 and spent 20 years there. They have 3 children and 5 grandchildren, with 1 coming very soon, the 6th one. She says that her greatest mission is to raise her children and grandchildren. Thank you, Colleen, for being part of our co-pastorship here. I always feel so much support from you and Steve. Please let us welcome Mrs. Colleen Boyd.
Yeah, when Daniela asked me to give the sermon, I was like, okay, today's my food team's food and the sermon. And I'll be traveling next week to Nevada to take care of my daughter when she has her second baby. So I was like, okay, I hope. So this week really spent time thinking about what to share. So I wanted to share about a mother's journey. So first, I want to ask you, when you think of your mother, what qualities come to your mind? So, what do you think? Daring. Patience. Listening. Come on. Unconditional love. Good. Anything else? Back there it's very quiet. Okay, so a lot of the qualities we think of when we think of a mother, we think of Mother Teresa. We think of, she's not a mother, but has embodied a lot. But we also think of our true mother. But yet, they seem like really big, like very difficult to achieve that kind of spirit. So I thought, well, today's mother is more like this, right? That we are, the modern mother faces so many challenges. We work, we have the kids, we have all this technology we were supposed to learn, cleaning, cooking. So we're kind of frazzled, right? So I thought about that a lot and thought, well, what do I want to share about? So I thought the challenges of mother. So first, what is the importance of a mother? What role does a mother play? Then the challenges she faces today, and some tips on how to overcome these challenges. So when I think of the importance of a mother, again, I want to ask you, why are mothers important? So the audience. They raise the next generation, yes.
Wouldn't be here without it.
Yep.
They feed us.
They feed us. Mika?
They create a safe space.
They,
to grow and learn.
yes. Yes.
They showing us people ask to go.
Yes. Good. Wow. I didn't prompt anyone. Okay. Well, you got a lot of them. So, one thing is a mother gives life. Okay, so we see here, a mother gives life. So there's this passage from John. When a woman gives birth, she has pain because her time has come. So those of us who have had children, we know. But when a child is born, she no longer remembers her distress because of her joy that a child has been born into this world. The mothers that are out there, do you agree that once that baby is in your arms, what pain? What pain was there? We forget all about it, okay? So the mother gives life. A mother nurtures, comforts, and protects. So there's a million examples of this, but I remember in Uruguay one time, two parents were visiting, and I had a little store of gift shop in the hotel that father and mother were staying at. And in my gift shop, one big aspect of it was children's wool sweaters. So I brought up a big bag of sweaters for mother to choose to take home, but I didn't see mother. I just gave them to Wanju in the bag. I said, "Oh, please let mother pick." So then I went up to get the one she didn't, and Wanju said, "Oh, just a minute." And then mother came out, and she gave me one of her dresses, and it's kind of funny because I kept saying, these are pure wool, because they were 100% wool sweaters, which are pretty impractical for children, but and so mother gives me the dress, And she goes, pure silk. and, and then I had to go try it on and show Mother how it looked on me. But just that heart of nurturing, because Mother didn't have to do that. I didn't see her. I just left the bag of sweaters. But Mother wanted to, that heart of just nurturing, making you feel really good. That really moved me so much. As I was looking around, like experiences, mothers really protect their children. They will do anything to protect their children. So I was looking around for examples of, mothers protecting their children. And I saw this one. I thought this was really amazing. That this is a true story. In April of 2010, there was a tornado, and this mother, the tornado was coming right to their house. So she placed a mattress over her children, threw herself on top of the mattress. The tornado hit their house, and she died, but the children lived. So that really shows a mother will do anything to protect her children. There was another one I read that there was an airplane, the plane was going to crash. The mother just wrapped her arms around her, unbuckled her seatbelt, wrapped her arms around her 3-year-old. The plane crashed. They thought no one was alive because everyone died on the plane, but this 3-year-old. She survived. It's just that mother's heart will do anything to protect their child. And as you mentioned, she's a role model and a teacher. She teaches, like somebody mentioned, the future generation, her daughters, how to be mothers, how to be wives, so that the daughter really follows the example of the mother, and how just really showing and teaching children. And as someone mentioned, she feeds, so children think she's the best cook in the world, right? She's a nurse, when a child is hurt or somebody did something, who do they run to? They run to the mom, and the mom comforts. And she's also the financial manager, right? I think in many families, not all, but the mother is the one that pays all the bills, makes sure there's enough money, worries about the money. So there's a lot of things that our mothers do. But mothers face many challenges. So as I mentioned before, we have lots of challenges. Anybody give me some challenges that mothers face today? Mm-hmm. Children. That's true. What other challenges? Yes. Guilt. Yes. What? Yes. Television technology, right? Video games. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So one challenge, especially for women of faith or people of faith, that the world is not an ideal world, right? So we face, there are few standards or values in the world today. Talking about God is not cool. More and more, people don't want to talk about God. They don't want to have anything to do with it. So that's a real challenge. And there's so many temptations for our children in the world today, and for us. Not just our children, but for all of us. So we have lots of temptations. These are just some examples, and there's more. We're just constantly surrounded by temptations. That's a real challenge to raising children in today's world. Each child is very unique. So somebody said children. It's true, because you might have a child who's a dancer. We had one that's really into dance. One child could be very, very studious. Another child could love to cook. I remember in my mom, the family lived behind us. Their boy, I think he went to school to become a chef, but since a little age, he wanted to cook. So kind of, he if you wanted to buy him something for his birthday, he wanted kitchen tools. So he liked to cook. You could have a child that really loves sports, or a child that loves building things, or a child that likes to draw. I mean, there could go on and on and on. But why is this a challenge is because you have your character, but you may not understand that character of the child that likes one of these things that you don't understand. And you might have more than one child, so you have to treat each child differently. And that's a challenge because, we think, we love them all the same. We love them. I don't know if we have to be different. We have to figure out how to take care of these differences in our children. Yeah, this is a problem. This is a challenge too, right? Nobody mentioned spouse, but as a woman, you have lots of challenges with your spouse, which is normal. We're growing, so that could have an incredible challenge sometimes on our lives. Financial struggles, especially when your children are young, there's not enough money. Maybe the mom had to stop working, so there's this huge financial stress, right? And more and more and more, right? I mean, we face lots of challenges. So I didn't want to just focus on this. Obviously, I wanted to focus on how to overcome these challenges. So I like this picture. Life is like a roller coaster. You can either scream every time you bump, or throw up your hands and enjoy the ride. So life is this roller coaster ride, up and down, up and down, up and down. So when you're on the ups, everything's great, but when you're on the downs, so this is saying, well, just throw up your hands and enjoy the ride, because that's life. Life is, you got ups and downs. Okay, so how can we overcome these challenges? Well, this is the big one, right? If we have a life of faith, we can really overcome so many problems, so many challenges. So how can I develop a strong life of faith? Well, first is prayer, okay? If we pray, and I like this quote from Billy Graham. I thought this is really true. We are to pray in times of adversity, lest we become faithless and unbelieving. We are to pray in times of prosperity, lest we become boastful and proud. We are to pray in times of danger, lest we become fearful and doubting. And we are to pray in times of security, lest we become self-sufficient. So when should we pray? All the time, right? Another way to develop a life of faith is by reading God's Word. And this could be anything. I mean, we don't have to be so limited, but we could read anything. As you know, for this special grace, we had to do, the vows and study. So I was in Australia, and every night we would, after finally got the two little rascals to sleep, and there was a moment of just like, oh my gosh. We would sit down and we would just read a few paragraphs of something and discuss them. And that was a really deep time for me because, sometimes with adult children, you don't know what they're thinking. So it was a really wonderful time to really get to know what my son and his wife were thinking. Because we would just share from our own lives. And there were things that you could see they really had their struggles in a life of faith, or with our church, or with life, or with their job, whatever. And so it was really a wonderful time to share. And also conditions. Also, we did the Accelerate course, and one of our assignments was to do figure out what is your spiritual style, and then make a condition. So my condition, this is kind of funny, but being around a 1 and a 3-year-old is definitely challenging. Those who have little ones now, if you left them alone together for more than 30 seconds, the little one would be dead. Because the 3-year-old loved to choke her. And this is true, there's no exaggeration there. And so my condition, I found that my spiritual style is a naturalist. I love the outdoors and I love nature. So it's a purely selfish condition. My condition was to take a walk 21 minutes. So I looked forward to being able to say to my son and his wife, I have to do my condition. So I could get out of the house. But I usually tried to do it when the kids were asleep. But sometimes I didn't. But in that time, it was that time with God, and just kind of, you have to find the way for yourself. You have to find that way, how you can connect to God. We're all different, and we all connect to God in different ways. So you have to find that way. And then a life of service. The more we serve others, the more we take care of others, the more we forget the other stuff. Yes, to overcome our challenges, we need that. We need our partners. So we really need to strengthen that relationship. And it's never an easy relationship. It's always full of challenges, but that's what we need. And God gave us a spouse that challenge us so that we grow, and we grow our heart and our love. And also, who best knows you? Good and bad. Yeah, your spouse, right? So that relationship is so essential to overcoming challenges. Because when we have that good relationship with our spouse, we can overcome anything, And they're someone to talk to, someone who understands your life. Also, don't sweat the small stuff. Like when this happens, right? Is it the end of the world? It appears so in the moment, right? But really, it isn't. Or when this happens. Or when this happens. Especially if you're renting. Or when they get bigger, they're different, right? Or when they're adults, it's still different. But you have to, it's kind of like the roller coaster. You have to kind of get off the roller coaster and just, okay, is this important? No, it isn't. But but if we're emotional and we get all involved, we may react wrong. So, it's kind of like we have to take a step back, get off that roller coaster, and don't sweat the small stuff. And then really important, especially, I'm not going to say, but I think, especially for women, is we need to find a way to take care of ourselves. Because women tend to, I don't know, I remember one time my friend in Uruguay, she wrote me, it's the end of the day, and her husband's like, why aren't you sitting down watching TV? Come on, just sit down and relax. He came home from work, sat down in front of the TV and relaxed. Where she goes, well, I still had to wash the dishes, put the next load of laundry in, think about what I was going to cook tomorrow, make sure this was done, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. So I can't sit down and watch TV. So we have to find a way to kind of yeah, to unwind, to step away from, like find a way to take care of ourselves. So it could be just going someplace in a nice sunny room and having a cup of coffee alone, or going to some kind of class, doesn't matter what kind of class, meeting with friends, just have like these, a weekly get together with a friend, or go out walking. You have to find the way to take care of yourself. And everyone is different. Everyone's different. So you have to find the way that works for you, okay, so that you take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, who is going to take care of you? No one. And you need to take care of so many people, your children, your spouse, your whoever. We need to be able to take care of lots of people, so we need to take care of ourselves. So I really like, in this I talked about a mother holds an irreplaceable place in our heart, in our world. No matter, if your mother is still with you, she's passed away, but you still always remember that mother. However, she faces many obstacles, which she bravely overcomes with faith, love, patience, and self-care. So I really like this quote. This is a famous quote, 1 Corinthians, and this is everything. Love is patient, love is kind, it isn't jealous, it doesn't brag, it isn't arrogant, it isn't rude, it doesn't seek its own advantage, it isn't irritable, it doesn't keep a record of complaints, it isn't happy with injustice, but is happy with the truth. Love puts up with all things, trusts in all things, hopes for all things, endures all things. So if we can do all this, wow. But it's a challenge, and but that's life, and God has really given us all our challenges to help us grow. That's a sign of His love, His and her love, right? Okay, so for a discussion question at your tables, I'd like for you to share an experience you had with prayer, study, service, or a condition through which you felt your parental heart grow. So we'll have a few minutes to just really share at your table. And what way have you found in your life that you've really felt growth? And thank you.
Thank you so much.